This week, you will be feeling revved up, ready to go, motivated, more empowered, and perhaps feeling a drive that you haven't felt in a very long time. However, there are a few, perhaps pop quizzes the universe may be throwing your way, so tune in to find out how you can navigate this week. Hey everyone, it's Christine. Welcome to the weekly energy forecast for November 20 to 26. Whoa, how are you all doing? It's been a week. We are going to get started with some astro bites. There are quite a few aspects I want to dig into, so it may be a little bit longer than usual, and I'm really still trying to find a balance with all of this. So thank you in advance for your patience. I'd love to hear your feedback if this is applicable, useful as I go forward. So Monday, the 20th, we start off with the first quarter moon in Aquarius. This is an air sign. This is a fixed or solid sign, and I was looking at the degree, which usually doesn't always pop up for me, but it's happening at 27 degrees. And I feel like what is being illuminated energetically, but also in the cosmos, is dealing with a lot of mental activity right now. That there's a lot of communication issues that may have been thwarted, that are coming through, that are wanting to be resolved, and I particularly got like a release. An outpouring in the form of emotions or simply wanting to just release energetic blocks. So there's a lot happening locally because the 27 degrees refers to Gemini. So I feel like Monday, folks, you may be thinking a lot about communication in general. It could be travel and technology. There's a different shift happening in how you relate to others, how you get your messages or message across, and how you receive that. So this immediately came to me, which doesn't always happen with the first quarter moon in Aquarius. So we're at a halfway mark between the new moon in Scorpio we just left from or got out of, and the upcoming full moon in Gemini. So during this time, again, I feel like there's a huge motivating drive this week. Many people feel that, like their engines are revving up. You may feel more invigorated, a little bit more energetic, but at the same time, you may be starting to see obstacles and setbacks externally and also within. So this is something to really connect with on what's working and what's not. Expect with the Aquarius energy, I kept getting tech disruptions and explorations of new ones. So many of you could be thinking about streamlining your systems or processes to do more, and you're approaching the same goal, but using different tools, different tactics, different systems and resources. It's almost as if you used to be a paper planner person, and all of a sudden you say, you know what, I am going full on electronic. This is the type of energy I'm feeling and have been feeling. You may consult more innovative or unique resources. Again, wave of energy is going to give you new ideas on how to reform your own process of achieving and working towards your goals. And there is some tension with the Cazimi we had, Mars and the Sun conjunct. So I feel like if you've been trying to do something over and over again and it's not working, or you just keep hitting a roadblock, this is also signaling to you that perhaps a switch or some type of change is needed there. Again, on the 20th into the 21st, on Tuesday, we have the Sun in Scorpio conjunct Mars in Scorpio. And this was the Cazimi that I just mentioned. It's at 1 degree, so it's slowly starting to separate, or they're leaving that exact position. And this has been, the energy, I should say, has been present since the 15th. So this is a pretty unique, I would say, rare cycle that doesn't happen frequently. Mars cycles tend to happen every 2 years. But with Scorpio, the last time this occurred was in 1991 until 1993. So this is a complete reset. So that's why I'm feeling there's a lot more fervor, a lot more like an energetic reboost, as if you've just charged your battery. Some folks may be feeling that. And wherever Scorpio hits in your chart, that's where you will feel it. So again, there's a renewal, refreshment, there's a severing of the old. And again, I feel like there's something that we are replacing that is going to amplify our lives, perhaps improve it in a more positive way. I feel like it's okay, this is it, we're going to change this, whether it's, about your budget, your finances, relationships, whatever it is. And it's going to help you move forward in a new way. This is also further supported by the Sun sextiling Pluto, which is really about long-term vision, commitment, your ambition and drive. So again, we have that energy this week of I can do it, I see it, I feel it. I'm feeling that energy come back to me. I'm feeling more alive. I feel like I can start to accomplish things, or at least you're feeling the energy of wanting to and starting that process. On the 21st, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, Trine, Chiron in Aries. And immediately, because I'm intuitive when I work and channel some of these messages with astrology, and apart from simply reading the chart, I heard message in a bottle. And I don't know if any of you have listened to Jim Croce's song, Time in a Bottle. And that's immediately what popped up because I saw his face. So again, during this time, and this was something I forgot to mention in the beginning, which is important. I want to I provide the dates just so you know when this energy is happening astrologically, but many folks tend to feel this beforehand and some after. It depends where you are. So I really want you to tap into and to feel what you're feeling, because a lot of times you'll find that these align to the transits that are going on. I think I said that wrong. And so with Mercury trine Chiron, we're using our own way of expression, our own way of communicating and intuition and the messages we receive, but also give out. In other words, how we reciprocate that energy towards others to heal. There's a very healing element happening here. And I feel like this is going to be an excellent time for reflection, for a deep dive into journaling, perhaps talking with a therapist to glean more insights, especially with regards to self, because then you use yourself as an outward expression towards everything in your physical reality and what other people perceive and see. This is also a wonderful time for any of you that are involved or have some type of ongoing creative project where you can express yourself, because I feel like some type of spiritual guidance, something deep and below the surface is going to come out and connect to folks in your community and to just people around you in a very different way. So those of you that do YouTube, podcasting, blogs, even if you write in your own diary or journal, communicate in your profession or with your friends, this is going to be a time where the things that you say and even the messages that you receive back, the communication that you receive back will be an extra healing, almost like a ribbon on top. It will have an extra healing effect on you. I also recommend consulting anything that you feel intuitively guided. You know, you may be walking into the grocery store to get bananas or chicken, and then you see something that catches your eye. And these are the types of nudges that we may be sensing during this time as well. And this is precisely what can help amplify this intuitive, expressive healing. So anything that you feel called to look at and you're like, I've never seen this blog, or I've never seen this book, or wow, this person looks cool to talk to. You may be nudged because you're going to receive or impart or share some type of energetic wisdom with that person. So in short, this energy is really supportive of finding out what really nourishes you, who makes you feel safe and good. From November 21st to 23rd, we have Mars in Scorpio, sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. So again, mentioned this earlier, there's just an amplification and an intensity and drive, and I would say further commitment to self, and also what it is that you're wanting to accomplish with your dreams, with your goals, and how you want to move ahead in life. There's a lot of energy here, and I feel like this is an opportunity where you may be finally taking those steps forward to restructure some foundation in your life. The foundation doesn't just mean your emotional foundation or the foundation in your home. It could also mean the foundation in your career or work or finances or in your relationships or with yourself. So this is a time where you may feel reactivated or perhaps re-energized in a way where you're giving a second wind to keep going. On the 22nd, we have the sun ingressing into Sagittarius. So generally with the Sagittarius archetype, there's a sense of like lightness, ambition, adventure, expansion. I get optimism and bold. It's a fire sign. And it is a mutable or double-bodied sign. So there's a lot of curiosity and there's a lot of duality as well. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you feel just a wonderment of wanting to explore, have more fun, explore big ideas and new ideas. Same day, we have Venus in Libra opposite Chiron in Aries. So one of the big themes here that kept coming up for me this week was focused on relationship imbalances. And Venus too speaks to not just relationships, but also finances, beauty, aesthetics, pleasures, females or sisterhood, things of that sort. And I feel like there's an imbalance that is coming to light if it hasn't already for many folks. Where are you overgiving or taking too much? And who or what is making you feel safe, not so good, or you're simply not vibing? Because these issues are going to be coming up with some of the prior energies that I mentioned, because there's a momentum forward as if you're about to split. Doesn't mean you're going out alone, but you're in the driver's seat. And I feel like this week, this is about reclaiming what is not going to help you move forward. Reclaiming your time, your energy, your sense of self, your power, so that you can put that all into what you need to do. So relationships are coming to light, and this talks about energy investment and management as well. Also speaks to boundaries. This is going to bring up issues where you're realizing, wow, I'm putting in way too much time and energy into this relationship or this situation, and I need to pull back so I can give to myself, and more importantly, accomplish what I need to do. I feel like there's a delicate balance of caring too much and also caring too much of what is not ours, and there's a need to drop that weight. So some of you may be realizing this week, you know what, something needs to change in this dynamic or in these relationships where I need to balance the scales, if you will. This season, especially with Sagittarius or with the sun in Sagittarius, it represents energetically a lot of like spiritual freedom, but also expansion, freedom of the self, and being unhindered, right, unencompassed to go about exploring and learning new things that you may not have done before. It's a broadening and opening your mind type of energy. So again, caution where you put your energy. From the 23rd through the 25th, we have the sun in Sagittarius squaring Saturn in Pisces, and this is going to continue into the lunation, though the orb widens. We also have the moon shifting into Aries at 16 degrees. And so there's a lot of intensity here, and this is happening right around the Thanksgiving holiday for folks in the United States that celebrate, and on Black Friday, and it's a big shopping weekend for many people. And so be careful, because when they're shopping and post-holiday and all these sales going on, there's going to be a lot of people and crowds, there's going to be a lot of traffic, it's going to be busy. You may be feeling the weight on your shoulders towards the end of the week, and just really coming to terms with everything that you have to do, whether that's cleaning up, letting go, planning, and moving forward. It may feel pressured and heavy, and there's almost a sense of, I get an emotional, like going back, almost as if you feel a little bit gloomy, sad. It's a little bit like a seasonal imbalance. And so, yes, during this time, you may realize there are obstacles, or you feel like you're not able to push forward in the way that you want, despite this momentum that we're getting from the sextile with Pluto and Mars, and especially with the Cazimi. So there are a bit, it's almost, you're a bit in an odds situation. I said that wrong. There's a situation where it feels like you're bumping heads. And what I get immediately is, for any of you that have animals, especially dogs, those retractable leashes, it's as if the dog's like, freedom! You let the little button go and the dog just goes, and that leash can travel 20, sometimes 30 feet. It goes long, so the dog's just freely roaming. All of a sudden, you press the button and that thing stops. And the dog's like, what the hell happened? It jerks, it can't move anymore, it can't explore, it's limited or bound. So that's the tension we will be feeling towards the end of the week. You are ready to move forward, you feel pumped, but all of a sudden, what you're trying to make work, it doesn't work. You may feel like someone or something is hindering you or holding you back, as if someone's holding you by the shoulders and they're saying, not yet. The big thing here is, how are you going to respond to this? That's going to make the biggest difference. I can't tell you, I've been feeling this energy earlier, and I'm just like, what the hell? I've been experiencing it. It's been patience. So these are, for me, a lot of tests coming up about what you're going to do to overcome it and how you're going to change and shift that response. Because there's a lot of energy and a lot of drive forward, and it's as if you're in the car and you're ready to accelerate, but you can't because there's a lot of traffic and you're stuck in traffic. So how are you going to work through it? Are you going to do it now or wait? There's an energy on focusing on what needs to get done, but also balancing that and realizing, okay, I'm facing resistance here. I can't shift or move forward in the way that I want. So what can I do to not feel that resistance? The 24th, we have Mars ingressing into Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So this is a Mars that becomes very enlivened, very exuberant, assertive. There's a lot of optimism and positive, joyful energy. It's very fun, fun-loving, adventurous. Think of someone that tells you out of the blue, hey, you want to go trampolining? It's that type of buoyant energy. There's a lot of excitement. It's very visionary. Wow, I feel like the lighting is off. And so it's playful and honest. So freedom, autonomy is going to be very important during this time. Again, I'm getting a strong sense of feeling. You know, when you go to the library to study and you go to your own cubicle and not into a shared space, that's what I'm feeling with a lot of these energies that are happening. Yes, you want to coexist with others and co-create and work with others and perhaps collaborate, but you also want that space for you where you can get your shit done. So be careful during this, when this transit starts, of trying to do too much or trying to overcommit, because you may feel overwhelmed when the time comes to follow through and you're not able to. The 24th of November through the 26th, we have Mars and Sag squaring Saturn in Pisces. Speaking to some of the earlier energy that I mentioned, with the Sun squaring Saturn, this is similar, but with Mars. So again, be very careful when you go out shopping this weekend, when you are out and about in your local community in particular, but also with anyone that you come in contact with, about emotional volatility, losing your cool, passive aggressive folks, people potentially fighting. You know, you've seen those memes about Black Friday where people are looking for something, there's nothing, and fights or altercations break out. That's what I'm getting here. There's frustration, restriction, and not being able to get or accomplish what it is that you desire. Again, because something I channeled was, you're looking for something in particular. Maybe it's a coffee machine or a particular computer. You go to like 10 stores and they don't have it. And it's that sense of frustration where you keep pushing and pushing and looking to locate it and you're not finding it. So be careful, because I feel like you could be more prone to energetically becoming drained during this time. And something that's coming up is to focus on what's in your control. On the 25th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius trine the North Node in Aries at 22 degrees, as well as the Mercury retrograde shadow period starting, which officially begins. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn starts December 13th. So again, a lot of focus on relationships, communications, and really being in control of our emotional responses as well as our energy. Mercury trine North Node is really being open to new ideas and expressing ourselves. This is something that I channeled earlier before even looking at the astrology. Again, different situations are going to pop up from people or things that are happening around you, and you're being asked, how are you going to respond this time? Is it the same old, the same usual way, or are you going to take a different approach? Because sometimes when you find yourself in a hamster wheel situation where you keep experiencing the same shit, you're like, okay, back off. Let me exit this for a second and think. We're going in circles. What can I do? Because obviously you can't make someone else do anything. What can I do differently that will help at least me or the situation? And sometimes it's doing nothing. Sometimes it's waiting it out. Because again, this week there's a lot of that type tension of, think traffic jam, where you are wanting to go, you know you're going to be late for that appointment and you can't move. Unless you're a motorcycle or a pedestrian that can weave in and out, you're not able to move in that car. So this week is really showing us how we can evolve and up-level emotionally, and particularly in relation to ourselves, but also in response to others and relationships that are popping up around us. Coming up Next week on the 27th, we have the full moon in Gemini. Holy crap. There's a lot of energy there. We'll be posting a video this week on it. We also have Mercury in Sagittarius scoring Neptune in Pisces. So again, I feel like we're trying to break through, trying to make progress, but things may not be occurring in the way that we want or on the timeline that we want. Is this too much astrology, you all? Let me know, comment down below. I felt so guided to do this. I love astrology. I'm trying to implement it more. I'm trying to find a balance, and I already see the time. So I want to keep these, I think I said before 15 minutes, now it's 20. I really want to keep these relatively on the shorter end. And if you made it this far, I am doing a monthly drawing for a complimentary 60-minute reading with me over live video. If you're interested, drop your favorite animal down below in the comment section, and I will enter you, or draw, or you know what I mean. Put your name in the drawing, and at the end of the month, I am going to draw a name, and I will announce it during a weekly energy forecast video and in a post. Okay, guys, into the forecast. We will see what else we need to know. What else does the universe want us to know for this week, please? I'm picking 3 tarot cards, and I have 3 oracles. And I'm going to go ahead and just pick them right now. Oh, thanks. It just came out. I don't want this to go any more than 30. The astrology took up a lot. But I feel for those that are interested, it really helps to know what's going on. And you can also use that to look at your own transits, natally, and whatever other techniques you use. You know, when you're just ready to start something and you feel that momentum and drive, and then shit starts happening, and you're like, what's going on? That's what I feel like this week. Okay, guys, we got the 3 of Cups, water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, King of Swords. I'm getting strong Libra energy, but Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, air signs. And we got 3 of Coins. Wow, 3-3. Important. Again, that speaks to communication. Think of 3rd house in astrology, communication, creativity, spirituality, also a little bit with your beliefs, but more tied into learning, community, local. We got 3 of Coins. This is Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This is a busy week with people. There's a lot of energies here. You know what I'm immediately sensing? This is about looking for quality over quantity. And I'm getting that with the King of Swords energy. There's a lot of cutting out happening this week. Rearranging of where you put your energy and who you spend your time with. Reorganizing, and almost like a reshuffling. You know what I'm getting when you reorganize your books? Some people want to reorganize it alphabetically. Some people want to reorganize it with the spine in a certain position, like from tall to short book. Some by color, some by author, or they use the catalog system. What's it called? The decimal? Forgot the name. Anyways, that's what I'm sensing. So I'm getting that same feeling and energy with people around you, because this is as much coming together as it is being intentional about it. And there's a refinement processing happening this week. Some of you are going to be realizing, whoa, I'm giving way too much time to this one friend that calls me nonstop about shit that happens. It's on repeat, it doesn't stop. I can't do this. Others of you are withdrawing from certain groups or activities, or there's a community aspect here that you've been a part of where you're like, no, I'm just not really feeling it. It's as if you joined a gym and you're like, no, it doesn't really do anything for me. The same thing with cable TV. Some people are like, nah, I just want to get Netflix, or I just want to read books. It's that type of energy. I'm not getting anything harsh like, oh, you know, they were violent. No, I'm not feeling that, but I do feel like you're setting boundaries, because this week you're going to feel again that amplification of energy, of drive, where you all of a sudden may be feeling more inspired, more motivated. And again, motivation is waning, but you may feel it this week. So that may prompt you to actually start getting going, start taking action, start doing the things, maybe on your to-do list, or start cleaning up, or whatever it is. So that means you're going to have to pull back in certain areas of your life. I'm getting that with some people around you, especially clingy people, people that are always, and you'll know them because they'll pop in your head. These are people that are constantly reaching out. You may feel drained after interacting with them, even if they're well-meaning. And this is through texting, this is through any form of communication. Because some of you are teachers that are watching this. I mean, it could be real teachers in your profession right now, but also teachers for others. So you're stepping into a role where you've been learning and you are continuously learning, but you're gaining mastery and you're wanting to impart that. I don't know why I had to say that. It kind of felt like an interruption, like a commercial. But yeah, the energy with people this week is reeling back. Some of you may be time tracking. There's a whole slew here of organizing your time and energies. Some of you are time tracking and really paying attention where you put your time. Again, you may find that it's like a wasteful, it's a draining, where you're, instead of doing the things that you want to do, you're busy like helping others or listening to people. I'm not saying don't help people or volunteer or any of that, but you may feel like the scales are imbalanced here, where you've been doing that disproportionately to your own disadvantage. So this week is about, okay, I know what I want to get done. I'm feeling good about it. These are the things I want to accomplish this week, but I can no longer dedicate my time or energy or attention to this XYZ. This is what's happening. The King of Swords, I feel, is someone who is finally, it's like a huge, stark wake-up moment, but it's also realizing, you know what, I can't continue this cycle, this situation, this habit, this routine anymore, where I am basically being there for others and not myself. There's a little bit of a detachment, but I feel like it's serving you so that you can jumpstart and go forward in what you want to do. So there's a bit of an energy again. It's like, I keep getting the library scene where you go into the library and you have groups of friends and they're like, let's go study together at the table. But you know, if you do, it's going to end up more in a conversation, chit chat, than it is actual studying. And you're like, you know what? I'll meet you guys back in not 10 minutes, probably like an hour. I'm going to go into a cubicle, the private ones, with the door that locks so no one can come in. That's what I'm feeling. Some of you may want to simply take time for yourself so you know that you can accomplish what you need, or at least get your shit done before extending that time to others. Again, with the Three of Coins, to me, this speaks of quality. Many of you may be thinking like, you know what, I really want quality people in my life. I want to grow. There's an intentionality with community, with connecting with others, with investing, especially with, I'll say, soul aligned, or connecting with people that have similar values. This week, it's quality over quantity. I could say more, but I see the time ticking and I want to continue. We have 3 oracles. We have reach for the moon, go for it. Look, this is the momentum. The thing that I feel like is going to pop up, you know, with these tests and with some of these challenges, is again, emotional response. You want this. How bad do you want this? It doesn't mean you're going to throw yourself and keep fighting or plowing through it. It means, you know what? A setback is coming up, or something is coming up that's hindering my progress or movement forward. What do I need to do right now? Or what can I do that's within my control? There's a strong momentum forward right now. That Mars energy, it's huge, especially in Scorpio, which is co-ruled, I should say, by Mars. So we're all feeling it in those different areas in our lives, but also collectively. It's a refreshing feeling of a reset. We're ready to start new in that area, and in general, you may feel an overt upgrade in your physicality, in that energy that you have. We have love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. We got hummingbirds and a lotus. That may connect to some people. You know, to me, this extends because we have some Pisces energy here. with some of the transits this week. And there's an overarching energy of extending compassion, grace, empathy, and a universal agapic type of love. That doesn't mean allowing anyone to trample over you, especially with the King of Swords. You can love someone, but that doesn't mean that you're a doormat to them. There's something here about having boundaries is a way that you tell others and you show others how you love yourself. So there's something coming up here about demonstrating that this week and asking yourself, what do I need? Something that really helps me, especially when I feel out of loop, like imbalanced, is the energy drainers, energy givers activity. You just divide a paper into two, like make a straight line in the middle. On one side at the top, put energy drainers. On the other side, energy givers. And simply denote what is draining my energy or who, and what or who is giving me energy, what makes me feel joyful. Because that is going to help you with your boundaries. And it could be around time, around people texting you all the time, reaching out, dropping by, wanting to come over. It could be in your relationships, all relationships. It's not just romantic. So there's something coming up here where you have to love yourself more than others in order to experience that change. And that's where it all starts from. When you are finally ready to say, you know what? It's me. You're going to go toward it. It's when you put yourself first. Finally, we have 10th house, reputation. It says career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. So remember, we have some Saturnian energy causing squares with the sun. And what was the other planet? Mars. So again, Saturn can represent someone older than you. It can represent an authority figure. It can represent a father figure type, masculine energy. And masculine energy doesn't have to be a man. It can be in a female body as well. So I wanted to note that. So with this 10th house, it doesn't necessarily, for those that are not working too, I wanted to say that because career, the 10th house too speaks of how people see you, your public image. So you may not be working, but this is in wherever area of life that you're in, whether you're a student or maybe you transition out of the workforce, you're volunteering, whatever it is, or you are in the workforce. There's something here that's speaking about your goals, about your ambition and drive, and what you're wanting to accomplish this week. This is really about stepping up, using your own inner strength this week. Really coming to terms on things that you don't want to repeat and what you want to change. Because a lot of things are going to be, there's like, I feel like heavy pop quiz energy, I should say, this week. So with that in mind, I hope this reading has helped, as well as the astrology. Comment down below. I could go on and on about the astrology. There's just so much to expound on. And I find that when you share your own personal experiences and practical real life examples, it helps you understand that energy, because I feel like, again, everyone feels it before it actually happens. Thank you all for being here. I'm really grateful. Thank you for the support, for your comments, for your likes, simply for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you all. I hope this week goes well. I'm wishing you the best. I will see you soon.